Good morning, Year 8, and welcome to your first lesson on mathematics. Thank you for joining me. We're going to continue working through the algebra topic, which we were doing before all this pesky virus business ruined our fun. So sorry to let you know, unfortunately, there will be work for the next 3 weeks and onwards. So don't think you're on holiday just yet. We have to do some maths before we call it quits and take a bit of time off. All right, as always, we're going to start off with a couple of revision questions based on what we were doing the other day. So we have simplify these three multiplications for me. So I want you to pause this video, have a go at these three, because I'm going to be going through the answers very shortly. In 5, 2, 1. All right, so the first one, we have -3 times 8y. So we end up with an answer of -24y. Okay, -3 times 8 would be -24. So -3 times 8y is -24y. For the next one, if we do 12 times 5, we get 60. And a times a, as we looked at, we write that as a squared. So for b, you should have had 60a squared. And for c, bit of a tricky one. If we do the numbers first, so 4 times 9 would give us 36. 36 times -2 would be -72. And we've got AB times B times C. So we'll get A, B squared, C as our answer. So well done if you got that. So since we were learning how to multiply with algebra last time, it makes sense that now we should look at how to divide. So that's your heading if you're wanting to take notes. Otherwise, you can just watch and learn. Okay, kicking off with some basic rules. So first of all, when we divide an algebraic letter, we call a pronumeral, okay? So when you divide a pronumeral by itself, well, if you did 10 divided by 10, you would get 1. If you did 6 billion divided by 6 billion, you would get 1. So it makes sense that anything divided by itself should give us 1. Okay, the logic there is that A fits into A once, okay? For the second one, a divided by b, we can't really do much with these because they're different letters. They're not like terms. So what we do sometimes is instead of writing it as a division, we'll instead leave our answer as a fraction. Okay, so one of the golden laws of mathematics is that a division and a fraction are literally the same thing. That's why a division symbol is just a fraction with 2 empty spots. Okay, it is a fraction. And for the last one, we're doing a squared divided by a. So I kind of think of this as, well, we've got 2 a's here, and we're dividing by one of them. So that's going to sort of make one of the a's disappear and leave us with just 1. Okay? This kind of makes more sense if you work backwards, because a times a gives us a squared. Okay? And division is really just multiplication in reverse. We'll kick off with a few easier examples. So I want you to try and simplify these 4 for me. If you think you know what you're doing, I encourage you to pause and have a go first, because I'm just going to be working through them now, and I don't want to spoil it for you. All right, so for the first one, if we had 15 divided by 3, that'd be 5. So it makes sense that 15x divided by 3 is 5x. For the second one, we're doing 35 divided by 5 would give us 7, because 5 times 7 is 35. And a divided by a gives us 1. So we kind of end up with 7 times 1, which we just write as 7. So what you're going to sort of be seeing is when you're dividing two of the same pronumeral, it's almost like they just vanish, as if by magic. Okay? Similar situation for the next one. We have 12m squared, and again, a fraction is the same as a division. So we have 12m squared divided by 6m squared. Okay, so 12 divided by 6 would be 2, and m squared divided by m squared, well, you're dividing it by itself. So again, you get a 1, which in turn is kind of invisible. So your final answer for this one should be just 2. And for the last one, it's a bit weird because we can't really do 9a divided by 18x. Well, not very nice anyway. So what we're going to do for this one is just sort of simplify the fraction as much as we can. Okay, a over x, again, are different like terms. There's not much we can do here. What we can do is we can write 9 divided by 18. Well, if you simplify this fraction, that'd be a half. Yeah, 9 out of 18 is 1 out of 2. So my final answer would be 1a over 2x, but as I said in class, we don't really usually write 1a, we just write a. Okay, so a and x have not really changed, but the 9 over 18 has simplified to 1 over 2, and there's your answer. All right, and to finish off today's quick lesson, we have some tougher ones. Still dividing, but a bit more complicated now. As always, pause and have a go if you're brave enough, or if you just want to watch and learn. I can't really stop you, unfortunately, but it's your decision. All right, so for the first one, we're doing negative 108 divided by 12. If you're good at your times tables, you might remember that 12 times 9 gives us 108. And when you do a negative divided by a positive, you get a negative answer. Okay, so our number is going to be negative 9. And as we looked at in the basic rules, x squared divided by x leaves us with x. So our answer is negative 9x, okay? And again, if we work backwards, negative 9 times 12 is negative 108, and x times x is x squared, so it works. So if you're not sure about your answer, you can quickly check them by going backwards and multiplying if you wish. For the second one, we're going to do 56 divided by 7. Again, if you're good at your times tables, you know that's going to be 8. And we have A, B, C being divided by A. So these two A's, it's almost like they cancel each other off and they vanish. So we should end up with 8 BC. Okay, a great year. And for the last one, a few steps this one, we have negative 24x squared y, all divided by negative 36xy squared. First of all, it's good to know that when you are dividing two numbers and they're both negative, your answer is going to be positive. Okay, so kind of like with the algebra, the negative on top and bottom, it's almost like they cancel each other off. So we're really just doing 24 divided by 36. Okay, 20 divided by 36 is not a nice answer. So again, we're just going to simplify this fraction as best we can. So think to yourself, how could I simplify 24 out of 36? If your brain goes straight away to, oh, well, these both have 12 as a factor because 24 is 2 12s and 36 is 3 12s, that's good. So 24 over 36 can be written as 2 over 3. And now for the algebra, we have x squared up top. So it's like there's two x's up here and there's one down here. So if we cancel one off top and bottom, we'll just get an x up top. Similar for the y's, there's one up here and there's two down here. So we can cancel one off top and bottom and we'll be left with one y on the denominator. Okay. However you make sense of it, you should get as your final answer 2x on the top and 3y on the bottom. Okay. And again, for the nasty ones, we just leave it as a fraction because it's the best we can do. All right, so that's it for today. That's just a quick guide on how to divide algebra, which you would have hopefully seen in year 7, but you might need a bit of a refresher. You can get some more practice with the multiplying and dividing tasks I put on MathSpace today. If you're struggling with that, I encourage you to email me and let me know. But yeah, so have a go at that and let me know how you do. All right, now just quickly, just want to thank this week's sponsor. That's Raid Shadow Legends. Appreciate the support of the channel, guys. More from these guys later. All right, thank you for watching. I'll be in touch soon and hope you're all well. Okay, bye.